Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So I thought today we would just do a quick video to finish off this junk journal insert that we made on the last video. So really, I mean, on video, I think the only other things that I'm going to be doing are embellishing it. So I kind of want to give it a little bit of a front cover, almost like a signature cover, because as I mentioned, I want this to be my middle signature in my journal. So here's what I'm thinking I want it to look like. So I've got this image, this is from a Gordon Benningfield book, because I kind of wanted the whole insert to feel like we were entering a wood, you know, we were opening up and we were going in deep into the woods type of a thing. And I don't want it to be fairy overload. So, you know, I toyed with the idea of having fairies on the cover, but I just don't think that's quite right. So I was then playing with this image and getting it to a point where I was thinking, is there a way that we could perhaps layer up some papers and things? So here's what I think I'm going to go with. So I've got some music sheet and some brown packing paper for the image then to sit on the front, just to give it that sort of layered kind of a look. And then I was thinking, could we add this word? This comes from a book for Walk in the Wood. And then just to finish it off, could we have a butterfly? That type of a thing. So that's what I'm thinking we'll do. So I think we should just get going with sticking the different pieces down. So let's get to it. So I imagine this won't be a particularly long video today, just because, as I say, I just want to get these embellishments done. There are a few other things I need to do with the journal insert. Such as, you know, I need to put tabs on journal cards and fill the pockets and things like that, which I'll do later on. And if I have a chance, I'll try and join the videos together so that you can get, like, you know, the full idea of what we've done. But I thought let's just get a move on with, you know, trying to layer up different things. I sort of didn't want to lose too much of the leaves down the edge, but I did want to cover up that butterfly. Not for any other reason, but just I prefer my butterflies to be, you know, 3D-ish, just to give it that kind of interesting look, really. I will have to go in with more glue and stuff, you know, to get the edges, but this will do for now. So I hope the view is okay. I've actually got a brand new tripod. I've got one that is less bouncy, more of a like a rigid type of an arm, because I was finding that if I knocked the desk or I knocked the video, it would like bounce like this. You probably noticed it. And I would have to spend, you know, quite a bit of time actually cutting all of that out, you know, so that it wasn't so obvious. And then other times, you know, well, yeah, it was just, it was frustrating me. So I've got a completely different tripod, and I'm hoping I've got it positioned in a good place. But, you know, this is the first time I'm using it, so it might take a little bit of, you know, trial and error to get it exactly right. But so what I did with this packing paper is I actually, you know, scrunched it up, not for any other reason than just for interest, I think. You know, I didn't want it to look quite so neat and placed, even if technically it is, because I am very aware of where I'm placing things, but I didn't want it to look like that too much, as best I can anyway. I mean, let's be honest, we both know I'm a perfectionist. So, you know, I try very hard not to make things look placed and perfect and everything, but it's not saying my stuff is perfect at all, but, you know, it's that sort of like very placed kind of a look. I'm trying very hard to not be quite so prim and proper about things, I suppose, for want of a better way to describe it. Okay. I'm just putting that slightly off centre a little bit, just to make it a bit more interesting. And I was thinking this down there would be quite nice. I'm going to use my tacky glue for this one just because it's a little piece. Hopefully my glue is playing ball today. Okay, so I'm just going to bring it in there. So I added the brown packing paper because I wanted that sort of like woody, earthy kind of tone. But also it gave this phrase the chance to stand out a little bit more compared with, you know, the book page and the music sheet were a similar kind of tone, you see. So okay, we're just going to pop this butterfly somewhere there and try very hard not to stick it all the way down. I want it to have a little bit of a movement in the wings. How many times have you heard me say that? Plenty, I'm sure. So something like that I think would be good. As I say, I do need to get in with the edges a bit more, but I'll do that later because the amount of time I have to spend squeezing my tacky glue at the moment is silly. Yeah, I think so. Still feel like it is missing something, but I can't put my finger on it. So I may add to it later on in, you know, when I come to use it, maybe. But for now, I am happy with how it looks as a little mini cover, I suppose. So what are we going to do on the inside? Now, a lot of these things are, you know, already embellished anyway. Like for example here, I don't need to add anything. I may add some bits here, but I'm not quite sure because I don't really want to cover up the paper. This is already embellished and such like. So what do we want for it then? So I think I said in the last video I wanted something for up here, and of course I want it to be, you know, lengthways and such like. So I was having a bit of a play around with, you know, words and labels and different things, and I think I quite like this. So this is from Romantica Arts. I've just torn it from one of the pages in her is it the green watercolour leaves kit. I will link the kit below. So I've just torn that. I've got a piece of Tim Holtz ephemera, and I do feel like it wants something else. So I've got a little toadstool, which might be the thing. Or we could add a butterfly. Maybe. Let's see what a butterfly would look like. One this sort of size. I feel like it's missing something where that Tim Holtz ephemera is. Just going to ink up the pieces just to see if it makes a difference. I just feel like it was missing something on the left hand side is how it feels, to be honest. So let's just see. Inking it might make a difference. Never know. I think that's the sort of thing that I will do if I'm looking at something and I'm just not sure, it's not calling to me, I will ink everything. Just to see, you know, sometimes it can make the world of difference. Sometimes not, but sometimes it can. Let's see, what do we think? Sort of something, maybe. I still feel like it's missing something on the left hand side. I'm just going to try the toadstool. I feel like if I were to add a butterfly type thing, is it, you know, is it too much? I'm doing that really annoying thing where I'm trying to hold everything down. I think that's why I find embellishing a little bit tricky, because I keep doing that. I keep like flicking things around. I like it, but I'm going to come back to it because so I've got this piece from one of my snippet rolls, because I would also like to add something to this CD wallet. I wanted it on this side, but that's the side that opens, so I feel like it's going to get in the way. And likewise, I can't have any of the paper hang over the edge, but I could have a little bit of lace. That would be okay. Because obviously this folds this way, I don't want it to get in the way. But I just want to see how we would look like so. I feel like it's too much this way. And that's what I've been really struggling with this morning, is because I want this here. Really, I do. Thinking if I were to... And then I'm just thinking, is there something we could put here or even on the CD wallet? That was kind of cute. I feel like then, because then it's sort of... So just so you know, because I've had a few comments about, you know, how do you know where to place things? Sometimes what I will do, and I took this tip from Natasha from Treasure Books, is when you're, you know, layering things up and collaging and stuff, what you could do is, if you follow your eye around the whole piece, just look at the whole thing, just sit back, look at it. Does your eye rest on a blank spot or something that your eye just goes, oh, you know, you don't like it, or it's empty, it's missing something? Because you'll probably find that if that happens, it's because it is, or at least to your mind's eye it is. So, you know, if I were to take this away, for example, this is nicely, you know, lots going on here, lots going there, a nice bit here, and then of course we get, well, yes, there's pretty leaves, but it's sort of, do you see what I mean? Does it, you know, does it look empty? Whereas then adding something in like that, look, we have another focal point with which to look at, which just finishes things off. So I wonder whether we go for something like that. And then we've got the 3 butterflies. So yes, I think I'm happy with that. I'm just going to ink the bottom here. So with this snippet, I have to be careful. I don't want to go over this edge here because it will get in the way of the card coming out. And likewise, because it's just on book page, I don't want the text to hang over the bottom as best I can. So I'm just going to take off a portion just here if I can. I'm just tearing it because I quite like that sort of edge. And if we were to go here like so, we've got this nice bit of lace hanging over the window, which looks quite nice. Just adding a bit more ink. And as I say, it gives you something to look at down here. So yes, I think I will go with that. Now, because I'm gluing partly onto plastic, I'm going to use my beacon. It's like Fabri-Tac, just to be sure. Okay, so just gonna... It should be fine. As I say, it's just a little bit of decoration. Can always go in with a bit of extra glue in if needs be. Make sure we're not going to get in the way of the card. No, that should be fine. As I say, I'm not hanging over the edge here, and I'll probably put a tab on the card in the middle anyway. So we're going to use this as well, just for that little bit of extra interest. I do like that butterfly. It's just one of those things where you're not sure if it's too much with both the toadstool and the butterfly. Okay. In the middle, roughly, yeah. There you go. And now this, it says about a bookseller and everything. This kind of looks like the card in the middle, because it's got writing on it. I guess it kind of looks like it's part of a book from that bookseller. Something like that, with still being, you know, botanical-like. Right, so we're definitely sure about having this up here. So I think we should just get this piece stuck down. I've gone back to the Kalal. You know, it's funny, when I started doing this, I could see lots of YouTubers and stuff using lots of glues. I mention YouTubers only because obviously, you know, you watch them and you get a feel for what people are using and everything. You know, especially when you're new. And I said to myself, oh, there's no way I'd ever need that many glues. Well, you'd be surprised. They all have their pros and their cons. So let's see. Now that that herboristery thing is stuck down, I might be able to look at this a bit better now. Something like so. Like so. Yeah. Maybe. It's not a bad thing to have. Try it the other way around just to be sure. No. Definitely the butterfly takes up more space here, which is why I'm moving it. And yeah, I mean, probably doesn't really need a mushroom and a butterfly, but I do like it. So this was the one we hadn't inked yet, wasn't it? And you know, I keep telling myself, if you like it, that's all that matters. You know, whether you are selling your journals or making them for yourself or making them as a gift or whatever. If you like something and it makes you happy, then that's the important part. Oops. There we go. Okay, looking good, I think. Now this is sort of not wanting to, oh yes it is. I think I want to put some more glue there, that's why. It's just coming away from the underneath bit a little bit, that's okay. Thought it was kicking up a bit, I thought, why is it doing that for? There you go, that's fine. Yeah, I like that. Might be butterfly overload, but that doesn't bother me so much. So I'm not going to put anything on there. That's going to be where the skinny notebook is going to go, which I need to sew. Obviously, I was going to put that card in the pocket. I've got those in there, which I'm happy about. Might put something taller to go with that. What's in the pocket? Well, we haven't got anything in the pocket yet. I need to figure that out. I'm happy with that. That's all just nice writing space. This, again, I said it was writing space, didn't I? Which I'm still happy about. My only thing is whether we want to have like a tuck spot type thing, or some kind of just decorative thing. Those are sort of not the right colours really, but you know, something. Rather than just leave it plain, I don't know. Let me just have a little bit of a look around just to see if I've got something that might work. Okay, so I've got this part of my snippet strip. Made these on video together recently. I'm sort of wondering whether to, so this one's quite sturdy because this is one of the paper ones I made. And I was thinking I might have that as a side tuck. I just need to see, is it too, like pretend that was on, it doesn't kick up too much. So I think that might be quite cool. And then obviously this would be the side edge. So if I were just to glue the book page part, let's try that. I'm going to use, because it's quite heavy, I'm going to use my beacon and glue this edge. So I'm just gluing the book page. I'm not worrying about the bits that are hanging over. And just coming in slightly from the edge so that hopefully won't get in the way when we come to open up the CD wallet. So yeah, I mean these snippet strips, you don't have to use them as little clusters, you know, that in itself looks really, really cool, and of course it matches. You know, we've got, yes, I know, another butterfly, but you know, we've got the Tim Holtz ephemera and stuff. Now I wonder whether we might want an extra word, but probably not. So here's what I was thinking. So tucking in there, I want either a journal card, or I was thinking about printing some note paper half size, so that we have just like a little thing that can tuck in there. So because obviously this is an entire sheet, which is a bit too big, you know, we end up having too many folds and it's a bit too bulky. But if I were to print this 2 to a page, I could then have just like a little piece that was just this sort of thickness, if that makes sense. So this is from the Botanical Dreams kit from Rach and Bella Crafts. It's this really beautiful note paper with ferns on in lovely browns. So I'm thinking I'll tuck that in there. So yeah, just a little something would be kind of cool. I don't want to do a tag because I would feel the need to have to put a you know, a tag topper on it. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. It breaks up, so obviously you can get all the writing space here. You can still write on that if you wanted to, but I feel like this just sort of breaks up these two pieces and gives you again something else to look at. And it doesn't add, it's not adding a huge amount of bulk at the moment, so I'm happy with that. So still need to find something for in the envelope, and I still need to decide whether I'm going to be decorating these up. It's like this is quite full on, so I don't know whether this should be, you know, as full on, or whether this should be like the place where your eyes come to rest. If that makes sense, I don't know. These are not the right pieces. I'm just popping things on just to see if we do want to add something. Might do. Let me have a little look-see just to see if there's anything that leaps out at me. I'm thinking this is quite a large pocket, so we could get away with something on the bigger side maybe. No, that doesn't really speak to me. It's a bit small, I think. Let's have a little look if there's some stuff that we could add. Okay, I've chosen my pieces, so I am going to decorate up these pockets, and I'm also going to add a little something up there. So I've got this Tracy Fox label, which is very cool. It's got a date on it and everything. It's talking about botanical book type word. So you will see that when that folds over, which hopefully I'm all right with. Let me just, yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then I've got this Tim Holtz ephemera, which I thought was cool. I know, another mushroom, just want to cover the spider. And then I'm thinking, I'm happy to use the word fungi. So I think we want it about there. Yeah, that's fine. Just I didn't want to cover up, you know, all of the nice scrapbooking paper, because it's really, really pretty, you know, with those nice leaves and everything. But I did feel like, I think because we decorated so much on the previous section, I felt like it sort of looked like it was, you know, not quite matching type thing. So I feel like this at least then ties it all in together. And as I say, it just gives you something for your eyes to look at, like so. Can you see all that? Yeah, you can see that. Cool. So yeah, you can still see all the beautiful leaves and everything. As I said, skinny notebook in there. So then we've got this pocket, which I was thinking again we'll do some kind of layered up stuff. So I've got a Tracy Fox label and just a piece from the Tim Holtz ephemera. It's his Field Notes, I think, is the ephemera pack. And this is just a label from Tracy Fox. Thought something like that looked kind of cool. Just like so. I think I already mentioned a few times now, I've been really enjoying using this ephemera. Perfect. I like it. So as I say, I think I want to put something a little bit taller in that pocket just to go behind there. So, you know, that will be that. I still need to put something in this pocket. It'll just be a journal card or a note card or something. Note card in there as well. So yeah, I think we're doing okay in terms of bulk. And then obviously, yeah, I need to decide what I'm going to have in the belly band. Now, to be honest, I still feel like the cover is missing something. I've just been playing about with these butterflies. Sort of thought maybe something like that might just give it a little bit more going for it. But of course now I feel like this corner is maybe a little bit like it's missing something. But I don't want to overdo it because I may end up putting lace along the spine. You know, I don't know at this point. So I think I will go with those butterflies for now. I'm still feeling like it is missing something. Oops. I just can't put my finger on it. So if you've got any ideas, you're more than welcome to share them with me. As to, you know, what it might be missing, if anything. You know, it might just be that we're done, you know, with it. But yeah, I just felt like without these extra butterflies, I just felt like it just wasn't enough to look at, really. I'm sure it would have been fine, you know. I'm sure it would have been fine. But once I sort of see, you know, once I think, oh, it needs more, I just then can't sort of unsee it, you know. It's just one of those things. So again, we don't want the wings to be too flat, so might be too late for that one. I think I opened the book, didn't I? Never mind. I'll just curl those up a tad and then it's better than nothing, isn't it? There we are. Yeah, I think those extra butterflies do help. So that is that. So I'll obviously leave those to dry. So I was just having a little look at the front cover again, and it really feels like it's missing something. I think I said that before. I don't know whether it's a case of just adding in another butterfly. It's just, it does feel like there's something missing here. And I just can't seem to put my finger on it. So, you know, I'm toying with the idea of potentially, you know, we could add another butterfly in there. And I think that does help somewhat. So that's a potential. I'm also looking into whether I should be adding some lace. So I was thinking just a thin lace just down the edge here. Maybe just to finish that off. I do quite like that, to be honest. I think because it looks like a front cover, and obviously, you know, normally when I'd be doing my junk journal covers, I would have, you know, some nice layering up, and then normally I would have some kind of edging down the side, like some lace or something. it could have even been a case of maybe I should have done some stitching around each of the layers, you know, around this picture, for example. Maybe that's what it feels like it's missing as well. So in hindsight, I kind of wish I'd done that, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I think the lace might be a nice call to add to it. And then we can always add, you know, dangle off a charm. So I've got this one that was sent to me, nice butterfly. So it goes in, you know, with the butterflies that we have used. And if we do add the lace, then obviously it gives us something with which to, you know, dangle a charm from. Now this one does feel a little bit on the heavy side, so I'm not going to go ahead and do it just yet. I just wanted to show you what my plans were. I still need to find a jump ring as well, to be honest. But I'm thinking, yeah, maybe that would finish it off quite nicely. So that's kind of what I'm toying with. But you know, I'm a bit stuck. So I think it's one of those things where I'll just sit on it for a little while, because there's no rush for me to use it just yet anyway. So that's that. The other thing that we need to do is fill up the pockets. Some of them I've already got bits and pieces inside. That's the skinny notebook that I was talking about. So something similar to this. So it's basically just a piece of paper or cardstock folded over some tea-dyed papers, like so, stitched across the top. And then, you know, providing this backing piece is sturdy enough, this is our belly band piece, and we can just simply slip the notebook into the belly band. So, you know, when you've used these papers up, you can just add more in. You don't have to stitch across the top. I only do that because I like how it looks. Again, I may add something there, like a word or some kind of decoration, but I'm not too sure yet. And then we've just got the pockets to fill. So I was making recently, where are they? I was making a bunch of Edith Holden tags recently. So I'm thinking possibly some of these might be able to come in here, or just one of them, because they're quite wide tags. That one doesn't seem to want to fit. What else have I got? I've got this one. That one kind of goes with all the whites of the journal, whites and green. That's quite nice, with the flower poking out. So yeah, something like that for the for this back pocket would be good, I think. These aren't quite finished yet, so yeah, one of these would be nice, I think. I think that one might be, no, that looks to be the right sort of height as well. Maybe a bit too big, but yeah, something like that I think will go in there. And then these front two pockets, it's just a case of me putting in some little pieces of ephemera, you know, maybe a couple of tags in the front there, maybe some tickets, something like that. So yeah, as you can see, I'm very umming and ahhing today over what I actually want in the pockets. So I think I'll have to revisit that, but that's okay because, you know, I'm still making the journal. So for now, I'm happy with where we've got to with this piece. So I'm going to call that a video. And, you know, when I come to use this in the journal, that's when I can start, you know, filling up the pockets properly. So I'll just show you. This is the field notes folio that I made recently, and although it is different from the one that we've just made together, I have used a similar pocket in here, like so, and as you can see it fits some nice ephemera from the kit, and I've got like a postcard in there, so I imagine I'll do something similar to that in here. This one's got one of my playing card specimen cards. So it's just to give you an idea of what I used for this one. So I imagine I'll do something, you know, relatively similar. But this one's actually been sold now, so that's going off to a new home in the States very soon. But yeah, it's the same sort of, you know, I made them, they are different, of course, but, you know, I made them with the idea that they would be similar pieces. So, so yeah, as I say, I was just showing you that to give you an idea of what I was having in the pockets. Okay, so as I say, I'll leave it there. I do think that lace is the right thing, but it's one of those things, sometimes you just need to sit on a piece, don't you, until you're sure. But for now, I'm really, really happy with it. I absolutely love these embellishments that we added. Got to use my snippet rolls and everything, or snippet strips rather. So I hope you've been inspired to give this a go. I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed making it. This kit from Romantic Arts is just absolutely stunning. I mean, you know, for me these are the perfect types of greens because they're so, you know, not vibrant, but they're so happy greens is how I would describe them, which for me is exactly what I wanted. So so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed seeing that come together. And as I say, I will be making some of the fairy journal on screen with you. So this will pop up again and you'll obviously see it completely finished with, you know, all of the pockets filled and everything. But for now, I'll leave it there because we're going on to our next mini project, our next video. So as always, thanks so much for joining me and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.